Welcome back, everybody. First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to my new subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Today I would like to start off the video by highlighting a collectible in my collection. I'm going to try to start every video like this. Hopefully something that's relevant to what we're talking about today. Today I'm going to highlight the PlayStation Mini Lite. Just kind of perfect considering that I'm doing a video about my first 2 weeks impression on my PS5. I was able to pick this up a while ago at a local GameStop, and the coolest thing I like about it is that startup logo, the actual sounds from the original PlayStation. Really cool thing that I have. And it's actually going to be appearing in the video that I have later on. We're going to go over how I feel about the PlayStation, and all I have to say is that I'm pretty wowed right now. It does everything that I would expect it to do. It's not perfect by any means. They're still working out the bugs. I did run into some of the issues that other people have come across online. One of the issues I've had is various bugs where I've had to reinstall games. The way the PlayStation handles things, if you shut the console down or you try to delete anything while something else is working on the background, a lot of times it'll error out and you'll have to delete the actual app that's in there or restart it. Also, I've run into a minor little glitch where, random closeouts would happen. They've actually gotten better. I did run into the random errors that you would come across when you're coming out of the rest mode. All minor little things. Not a lot of things that I'm worried about. They seem to be clearing out as Sony has been pushing through patches. I believe they've already sent through 2 or 3 patches, which is fantastic that they're supporting their new device. I did manage to also finally get my media remote. Pretty cool. Very similar to something you would get on a Amazon Fire TV, any sort of streaming device. It's very similar. The only thing I do not like about it, I know this is a texture thing with all the new PlayStation items. I can't actually get in that far, but all these textured backs on all these devices that Sony has, they all have the little symbols from the PlayStation, the face buttons. Very cool, but it's too narrow and it doesn't feel right in my hand, but that's minor. I'm not worried about it too much. The other thing I'd like to go over is, by starting with, this is the PS4 controller, obviously. Really nice for back in the day. Let me move this out of the way. They've gotten bigger as they've gone through. I do like this. This was my favorite PlayStation controller until now. The only thing I never really liked about the PlayStation controllers, if you notice my fingers touch on the back. So that's one thing I've always liked better about the Xbox controllers. They're a little wider, a little bit more girth. Makes it feel a little bit more comfortable. But now for the DualShock. Right off the bat, it's a little bit bigger. Great feel to it. The textured back on this is fantastic. Now, with everything going on, me using hand sanitizer all the time, everything seems to slip out of my hands, but not this. This sticks right into my hands, feels very comfortable. It's a little bit heavier, which I actually like a lot. If you get a controller that's too small, it starts to feel like it's going to fly out of your hand. It feels cheap. This feels premium in every single way. They've added grips around the edges of the analog sticks. Love it. These things do not feel like they're gonna wear like some of the older PlayStation controllers. The buttons feel great. These adaptive triggers are amazing. You can actually feel everything in this controller, and it just gives you such a connection with all your games when you play it. And that's should the developers actually utilize that function, but Astro's Playroom is amazing. I mean, it's an amazing demo for the controller, showing you everything that the controller does. By far the best controller that PlayStation has ever made, that Sony's ever released. And now it is my favorite controller of all time. Built-in microphone, which is nice. Can be muted at any time. This little light will go yellow when you're muted. Here's your original PlayStation button, like it had on the DualShock 4. There is a speaker that's a better quality built into the unit. I mean, there's really nothing really that I can say that's bad on it. This is another thing that I really like. They went to USB-C. The older style connectors, especially on the cell phones, a lot of times you run into an issue where this port right here, this will go bad and the wire will start jiggling around and you won't get a good charge. I've seen it happen all the time on cell phones. This was a fantastic idea. I really like it. Next up, we're going to talk about my initial impressions about going through the UI of the console. Going through everything on the console, I'm going to show you the speed on the console, how quick it is to load up from a rest mode. And I'm actually going to do something a little different. A lot of people are doing their videos, lights on, showing everything. I'm going to do it with lights off. With the lights off, it actually is going to show you one of my favorite features on a console. And it's just mind-blowing as to all the little details that they've used in this console. Next thing I'd like to talk about is performance versus boost mode. Basically, I have here a little clip with God of War. The first section is under performance mode. 1080p, 60 frames per second. Nice smooth transition when you're moving around the camera. And now we're going to quickly switch over to resolution mode. Resolution mode brings it to 4K, 30 frames per second. And you can see the difference here. God of War is one of the games that were not patched with a specific PS5 upgrade or update. Basically what they're doing is utilizing the boost mode of the PS5. So you can see when the camera pans around, there's a little bit of stutter, very minute, but that is only for the camera panning, and pretty much you'd want to play this in the typical 1080p 60 with where the combat is in the game. And for my last segment, I'm going to try something a little different. I'm going to take this PlayStation 5, turn it on in the dark from rest mode, and it's going to show off one of my favorite features on the video. The nice ambient lighting that the PlayStation has going on. Really smooth. Start up real quick. Here I'm into the UI showing you the cards. Now right now I'm going to show you basically how fast this console is. Scrolling through everything. Now here's my library. One of my gripes about the PS4 is when you go through your library, everything slows down. I can scroll down like a maniac here and it would just load right up. Some of the improvements that they made, they took the PlayStation Store app and actually made it an app on the console, not where they were connecting to a separate server. So being that the application is natively on the PlayStation, it makes it run that much faster because of the SSD. So now I'm going to go into the media section. I'm going to show you my media apps. Same idea here. A lot of the apps translated over from the original PlayStation 4. I'm going to scroll back, and now I'm going to show the library of available apps. And again, on board, that's why it runs so much faster. Okay, so now we're going to scroll back out. Now I'm going to move across. Love that ambient lighting. Alright, so now I'm going to scroll through here. I'm going to show off the PS Plus collection. So if you have a PS5, there's a thing called the PS Plus collection. Right now, I'm going to go through, show you a little bit of my setup here. Console has 666 gigs of usable space. And currently for my PS4 games that get installed automatically, I have an 8 terabyte hard drive, a Western Digital Black. More than enough for what I need. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here and show you. Got 2 terabytes free. Scroll back out. There's my PlayStation Mini Lite. Made its appearance in the video. Again, super fast, super smooth, everything I could ever want. And currently all my games work, even the ones that weren't working at the time. So here's a PlayStation Plus collection. This is, if you have PlayStation Plus, these are free games you get for the PS5. Really nice thing to have. Bugsnax was the free game this month for PlayStation Plus. And again, the store app, super fast. And super quiet. Follow me on Twitter above. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Let me know how I did in the comments below. We'll see you soon with our next video.